So to begin, go to the first link in the video description. That'll take you to Luigi Ariyama's QuickBMS tool. The link to the download is right here, so just right-click and save as to a designated workstation folder. Then go to the second link in the video description. This will take you to SpiritoVod's b2container.bms script. Just save link as once again to your workstation. Now let's just open up this workstation real quick. QuickBMS 4GB files.exe. Just double click that, open it up, and then just go ahead and select b2container.bms. Now at this point, you're going to want to know where your Gears 5 is located. Just find your Gears 5 installation in the file browser. You'll find the relevant file that you need in Gear Game, Content, B2. You are looking for specifically geargame.b2 index. A warning: before pressing open, make sure that you clear your Gears 5 installation folder of the campaign files. They are denoted as Act 1, Act 2. They just contain enormous cutscene files that will cause the tool to either hang or crash, or it will just take a preposterously long amount of time to extract. So I just got rid of all of my single player campaign files because the relevant files can still be found in other containers. So just go, once you have everything set aside, click on geargame.b2 index and then open. Now it's time to decide where all the files are going to go. And we just have our workstation right on the desktop. And don't worry about making another folder. QuickBMS will make its own extracted folder, so just save. And then the tool will get to work. This will take several hours, and just keep an eye on it. It will ask for your input a few times, and we can move on to the next tool. So go refer once again to the video description and go to link number 3. Link number 3 will take you to Gildor's UE viewer, also known as UModel. If you just scroll down, you can find the download right here. So just right-click that, save link as to your workstation. Now go to link number 4. This is a modded version of UModel made by SpiritoVod. In this huge chunk of text, the link is right here. It's very easy to miss, but just click on that and it will take you to the Google Drive download. And just go ahead and get that onto your work folder. Now it's time to separate the useful files in your extracted folder from the BMS extraction. You do not want to try and make UModel open everything all at once. It'll just make the tool crash. So within your extracted folder, create an easy to find subfolder. You will just click and drag Launch, MP Shared, SPMP Shared, SP Shared, Customization Minimal, Customization Full, and Customization Character Skins. These are where you will find the character models. Now go ahead and go back to your workstation folder, make sure everything is extracted, and just double click on UModel Gears 5 v2.ex. From here, just press these 3 dots and browse to your extracted folder. So open up that subfolder that I told you to make just a minute ago with all the useful stuff. Select folder, and don't worry about these other settings. And just press OK. You'll very quickly get a nice view of all these different subfolders that used to be B2 containers. So go to Flat View up here so you can view everything at once. And then up top, click Sort by Size Kilobyte. Anything smaller than 1100 kilobytes is not usable. It is simply a reference to something else. A quick way to find models is to go up to here to Filter. Click in the field and type 01. Most, if not every model is going to have the suffix of 01. If you're looking for a specific character, you can also just type their name. In this case, we'll try to look for Hannah Cole. We'll just type Hannah, H-A-N-A. And there is her hive buster and her scientist. The only characters that can't be found by looking for their name are Batista and Rev 9 from the Terminator DLC. Batista can be found by searching BAT, B-A-T. And he is found under Hero_Marcus Armored Bat No Durag. If you want to make sure that this is the model that you're looking for, go ahead and double click it. This will take you to a very crude preview, as UModel is not able to parse or load this game's textures, except for the very crunchy LOD textures. But here you can see that this is indeed Batista, no durag, and most models will have this distortion. If you press S or go to skeletal mesh and cycle skeleton display, here we can see that he's just a little bit detached at the arms and the legs. This can be fixed later in Blender. To get back to the browser, you can either go File, Open Package, or press O. For this demonstration, I started with Karn. Go to the filter and type Karn, and there he is. We just double click on Locus Karn MP01. We can make sure that this is the model that we're looking for. So just keep him selected and go all the way down here and click Export. So here are your export options. Just click this button with the 3 dots and make sure to create a designated subfolder for each individual model. You have 3 options for mesh export: Actor X, GLTF 2.0, and MD5 mesh. I'm going to select GLTF 2.0 as it is easily imported into Blender. At this stage, I wouldn't worry about texture export. UModel cannot parse the game's textures in high quality. You'll only get thumbnails, so you may as well just leave this part alone. Click OK when you're ready to export. You'll get a quick flash. It has very little to do. All it has to do is pull out the model. Refer back to the video description and go to link number 5. Link number 5 will take you to a GitHub page for Texconv. Right at the top with this lime green and gray button, just right click and save link as to your work folder. Next, refer to link number 6. Unfortunately, this tool requires a registration with the Zencax forum. This is Damon 1's raw texture previewer and converter tool. Once you're registered, you'll find the link underneath this preview image for the download. Just go ahead and right-click that and save link as to your workstation. To prepare for the next step, open 2 windows of your File Explorer. Just open rawtext.exe. Now it's time to locate the UBulk files containing your character's textures. One way to find your character's UBulk files is to use the Windows search function if you have it enabled. Otherwise, you can refer to the UModel extraction folder name. Oftentimes when UModel extracts something, it'll contain subfolders named after the B2 container that the assets come from. In this case, we can start looking in the Launch High Res folder. Here we already see that many of Karn's textures are right here. So just drag and drop them into your workspace folder. Each folder labeled as high res often comes with a sister folder, G2. So let's just go into G2 and once again scroll down and search for any Locus Karn textures. Drag and drop those over into your work folder. Go ahead and shut that other folder down and bring up the raw texture cooker. From here, just drag and drop the U-bulk folder onto the texture cooker tool. This will give you a bizarre nightmare that needs to go through a few more adjustments until it's ready to be used. So in order to get this texture looking correct, you'll notice you have these 2 bullet points. The vast majority of character textures are going to be in a square format, either 2048 or 496. Just make sure that this number matches with this number. To reload the texture, just press spacebar. It looks far less distorted, but it's still incorrect. So go down to one of these bullet points. Select and then press spacebar once again to reload. Just keep selecting and pressing spacebar to reload until you can actually make out the form, such as this. This appears to be a metallic map. It has a discernible shape, such as the horns of Karn's helmet and the locust emblem. So let's just try and convert that. As you can see, the tool exports them to both DDS and PNGs. Now if you're looking for your diffusion files, they're often in 4K and very large. So down here we see these 24 megabyte files. Let's just drag and drop one of those into here. As we can see, the settings aren't quite correct. So let's just start from the top, select the first option, and press spacebar once again. And now we can see that this is indeed Karn's head textures. So try and convert that one. In my experience, you do not need to mess with this drop-down menu. After much experimentation, I have not found any use for it regarding the Gears 5 textures. Nor have I found any use for the offset setting. Once you have all of your relevant textures converted, just go ahead and close out of the tool. And we're ready to open Blender. Once you have a new file open, just go ahead, select this cube, and press delete to get rid of it. We have no use for it. I believe by default, Blender already can import GLTF meshes, but if it cannot, you simply go to Edit, Preferences, make sure that you're in the Add-ons menu, and find the search bar. Type in GLTF, and there will be this Import-Export GLTF 2.0 format add-on. If it is not enabled, you can just click the check mark, install, refresh. It should be ready to use without having to restart the program. Once everything is in order, go to File, Import, and select GLTF. In the File Viewer, find your workspace folder where you saved the Karn model. And here we can see that he has all of his in-game bones. You will also notice that his armature and his mesh are detached at certain areas. I solved this problem my own way, but I will not tell you how because I don't want to spread misinformation. But you can see that his body is already mapped for their textures. Oh crap, I didn't pause. Okay, so here's Karn once I have socketed and mapped out all of his textures. I had to make my own emissions map. You'll find with a few textures that you will occasionally have to do your own handiwork. Most fixes can be done with a simple editing program like GIMP. So if we select the armature and then go into pose mode, we can see that they're actually ready for movement. And that's how you get character models out of Gears 5 into Blender without paying $80. I hope this was useful. You can use it as a jumping off point. Perhaps just having a few more hands on deck will get the community going and we can streamline it even further. Have fun and goodbye.